And this Sunday People front page was the most striking image of the lot. You know, Nigella with her husband's hands around her throat in a restaurant. And what could possibly be the explanation for that, other than that he was brutalizing her in some way? So the question a lot of people asked is, why didn't the cameraman intervene? Why didn't the other diners intervene? Why don't people intervene in that situation?
Unless possibly it wasn't as serious as a single shot can look a lot worse than, you know, I could put my hands around your throat just now. It would look very bad if I was to get a photograph of it. It might just be, stop it, Jeremy.
Well,
might stop it, Jeremy.
Strangely, you haven't ever done that. I think if you put your hand around my throat, there probably would be only one explanation, unless I was choking on food. But it wasn't just one shot, it was see pages 4 and 5. But, you know, so it happened a number of times. So
the camera can lie.
There is that defence that maybe within their marriage there's something going on that's perfectly safe that involves his hands going around her throat, but you struggle to work out what that might be. And of course the separate question is, if that's what's happening in a public restaurant, what on earth is going on behind their closed front door? But anyway, we talked today about why people don't intervene. They don't get stuck in. And we discussed the sonic boom yesterday. Did you hear it? Was the East of England? I don't think it was part of British Towers. I don't think it was over your...
But bang spot in the middle of England.
There was a security incident at Heathrow, which turned out to be nothing, but essentially a passenger plane went missing on the radar. And so they scrambled a jet, and jets, even though they go low over the lake district and so on, they don't tend to break the sound barrier because it creates a sonic boom. This jet, a Typhoon, actually raced there, and therefore people all over the place, from Puckeridge to Buntingford, heard...
Careful there.
We're almost in a gin party there. They heard boom, and it was louder than thunder. Apparently a window or two broke.
And well, you remember when Concorde first flew, sonic booms all over the place.
Well, it was twice the speed of sound. It was as fast as a bullet, Concorde. Was it New York in 2.5 hours?
Something like that.
Incredible. And yeah, so we talk about the science behind the sonic boom, and it's all happening at 12. 0500 288 291, the email vine@bbc.co.uk.
He is the man. smoking, and I'll meet you at midnight. Choosing the tracks of his years this week, it's Steve Strange of Visage. And first today, David Bowie with John, I'm Only Dancing.
I remember actually getting into Bowie, and it was at the times when vinyl was vinyl and album sleeve meant so much to kids that were growing up. It was this time of the Ziggy Stardust haircut, and unbeknownst to my mum's sister was a hairdresser, and she gave me the products to dye my hair bright orange.
Nice.
I was 12 and I lived in a rugby environment of South Wales. You were either going to be a rugby player or go down the pit. So there's me with bright orange hair, banned from school, but give my mother her dues. She said, he's a grade A student. How is having bright hair going to affect his education? So when the school authorities came round and I heard my mum saying that, I was like, yes, mum, great answer. So it meant like 6 weeks holiday. And then the letter came from authority saying, you know, Stephen has to dye his hair back because it's coming out, 6 weeks now. And they made me dye my hair back black or brown. But I mean, it started making me go off on like a rebellious road, really,
right,
because I knew I wasn't going to stay in Wales.
And David Bowie was the first person that made that happen for you, is that right?
More or less, yeah.
And I may say your hair is a very fetching shade of...
Orange.
It's not dark. It's darker than that, isn't it? It's lovely today. If I had any, that's the colour I'd choose. Next one you've gone for, well, it's Kraftwerk and the model.